Hi guys and welcome to my channel. In this video I'm going to unbox and review my new camera, the Sony A6700. I purchased this camera a couple of months ago and I'd like to share my honest opinion about it. I will compare the photo and video quality of this camera with my iPhone so you can better understand what the difference is and if the expensive camera is really worth the money, because modern smartphones already take great photos and shoot amazing 4K videos. Also, I will show you all the accessories and lenses that I bought for this camera specifically. And most importantly, I will try to answer the question of whether you should buy it or not, because it's good but not for everyone. I will also share with you a funny story about how I got a free Dyson vacuum cleaner thanks to my Sony A6700. I'm not kidding you. But let's start from the beginning. Why I bought this camera? Well, I wanted to level up the quality of my YouTube videos, so I started looking for a proper camera. I wanted something that would film better than my iPhone, but would not be crazy expensive like some high-end cameras that can cost up to $5,000. I watched a couple of reviews and I ended up with two models, the FX30 and the 6700. Since the 6700 was less expensive and used the same sensor as the FX30, I decided to buy it. I wanted a camera that would film in 4K and occasionally take some photos. I went to my local electronics store here in Monaco and I got myself the 6700 with a standard kit lens. So let's unbox it and see what's inside. Unboxing. So the camera came in this beautiful black box. As you can see, we can find the image of the camera and my lens, Sony A6700. Inside the box, you'll find usual papers and manual instructions that no one will ever read. Inside the box, you have a standard kit lens from Sony. This is 18 to 135 zoom lens. It's perfect for like traveling. You know, it's like a standard kit lens from Sony. They also give you this little accessory that you can use with your camera. I am not a huge fan of this, but if you like it, why not? It's always nice to have it in the box. Inside this box, you'll also find a standard Sony battery. The same battery is used with other cameras from Sony. And lastly, you have this little black accessory. Finally, let's have a look on the body of the 6700. The camera body is nicely protected inside the box. As you can see, this is Sony A6700. I really like the design of this camera. It's big, but not too big. It has a touchscreen, but you can also operate the camera using the scrolling wheel. You know, the materials are very nice. I think the build quality is really on the top. It uses the standard Sony E-mount system to change the lenses. You know, overall, it's a very well built camera with all the features you expect from such a device. When I hold it in my hand, it's very comfortable. Honestly, I like it. My first impressions just by touching this thing are rather positive. On the left side, you have three slots. The first one is used to put the SD cards. I bought it separately because it's not included in the package. You have a USB-C charging port, the microphone hole, and the last third slot is for mini HDMI and 3.5 jack. So you have all the necessary connectivity you'd expect from such device. The display is adjustable. You can open or close it. You can also change its position. It's a touchscreen, so you can use it with your fingers. This camera is, you know, a standard Sony camera. So you have different modes, you have different buttons. As I said earlier, everything is really well built. When you touch it, you feel the quality. Let's put inside this battery. I don't think it's charged, but let's put inside. When you put it, you feel a nice click when it's in place. Let's close the door. And voila, we are almost ready. Let's unbox this 256 GB SD card from Kingston. I bought it on Amazon. on sale. I think I paid like $50 or something. Let's put it inside. It's a very fast card because I'm going to film 4K videos. So if you want to film 4K, you need a very fast SD card. Let's have a look on its sensor. As I said earlier, the 6700 uses the same sensor as the FX30. It's not a full-frame camera, but it's still a very good quality. Let's put the lens on this body. This camera is compatible with all E-mount lenses from Sony. You can also use different manufacturers like Sigma or any other brand. Just make sure it's compatible with E-mount Sony cameras, because there are different versions. This is a standard kit lens from Sony. Let's put it on the body. When you put it in place, you hear a very nice click sound. And voila, the camera is fully assembled. Let's remove the lens protection, and basically all I have to do is to charge this camera and I'm ready to shoot photos and videos. First impressions. Well, my initial impressions were quite negative because I was disappointed. I felt like my iPhone camera had a better quality, especially in low light conditions. The camera was quite heavy and had a lot of settings that were confusing and difficult to understand for a beginner like me in a camera world. The standard kit lens was not suitable for my talking head videos. The video and photos had terrible low light quality with a lot of noise. The first thing I did, I went to my local store and I bought a better lens. I got myself a Sigma 30mm f.1.4 and things have changed. By the way, I'm filming now using this lens and I'm pretty much satisfied with the quality. The lens allows you to film in low light conditions while getting a lot of blur in the background. The standard kit lens is just made for different purpose. It's a nice lens for travel photos or videos, but not to shoot in a studio or small spaces. Okay, so since I started to talk about lenses, let's have a look at some photo and video samples with this camera using different lenses. I will also add my iPhone to the comparison so we can better understand the difference. Alright, so currently you are seeing a simple footage video made with my 6700 and Sigma 30mm f1.4. This is probably my favorite lens because it gives you this impression of having a full frame sensor. I like the quality, it's great for outdoor, it's also nice for low light condition settings. Unfortunately, you cannot zoom with this lens, but I like it. Honestly, it's one of my favorite lenses and it was not super expensive. I think I bought it like $300 or something like that, and I think everyone should have this lens. Sigma 30mm f1.4. Sample photo number 1. Picture number 2, picture number 3. Next, this is a standard kit lens from Sony, 18 to 135mm, so you can zoom with it. As you can see, the zoom is quite significant. I can see all the details of building of Monaco, even though I'm quite far away. This lens also has a stabilization, so it's great for filming videos. You see, I can zoom pretty close to objects, zoom out. You know, it's just a nice travel lens. It's a nice kit lens, but nothing more. I like having it, but I will probably not use it very much. It has a variable aperture, and probably the biggest advantage of this lens is its zoom capability. Sample photo number 1, photo number 2, photo number 3, and photo number 4. Finally, let's compare two previous lenses with my iPhone 15 Pro Max camera. So it has 3 lenses. I can, have this wide angle view, I can zoom, and by the way, the zoom on iPhone 15 Pro Max is even better than on on the standard Sony kit lens. I can see even more details of buildings. You know, honestly, the video quality is decent. I think for an iPhone, it's amazing. It's like, I don't see a big difference between Sony A6700 and my iPhone 15 Pro Max. At least in good lighting conditions, it's almost as good as this camera. Sample photo number 1. Sample photo number 2. Number 3. Number 4. Number 5. And number 6. Overheating issue. The camera shoots great 4K video and takes amazing photos with good utilization, but it has one big problem. It's overheating very fast and gets as hot as my toaster. So after just 10 minutes of filming 4K 60p, the camera turns off, and it's extremely frustrating, especially since my main task is to film 4K videos. I really regret not buying the FX30 because it's made for video, so I had to find a solution on how to cool down my 6700. And I found a solution. I bought this tiny fan, and it kind of does the job. It sticks to the back of the camera with the display being opened, so it helps to dissipate the heat. But of course, a better solution would be to use a dummy battery and an external power source. Am I satisfied with this camera? Yes and no. I expected the photo and video quality to be much better than my iPhone, at least 2 times better since the camera is 2 times more expensive than my iPhone, but the reality is the iPhone already takes great photos and videos, so this expensive setup is not worse for someone who just takes casual photos and videos. I'm happy with my purchase because the A6700 is a very versatile camera. It takes amazing photos and shoots 4K video. With the right settings, good lens and good lighting conditions, you can achieve amazing results, much better than you would achieve with your iPhone. Should you buy it? I think the A6700 is a great compromise between the relatively inexpensive smartphone camera that already takes good photos and videos most of the time and a very expensive high-end camera that would cost you thousands of dollars. The A6700 uses the same sensor as the FX30, so it's great for videos too, but just be aware that if you are shooting long 4K videos, it may overheat. But knowing that the A6700 is like 2 times less expensive than the FX30, I think it's a better choice. So if you're looking for a good, inexpensive mirrorless camera to level up your photos and videos, get yourself the A6700. You will not be disappointed. So if you're interested in this camera, I will leave a link in the description of this video so you can check it out. By the way, it's often on sale. How I got a free Dyson. Well, as I said earlier, I bought my camera in my local electronics store in Monaco. Several days after my purchase, I went back to the store and I saw my camera being on sale. I paid for my camera 2,000 euros, so I asked the seller to refund me the difference, and the difference was 250 euros, and it's a lot of money. The seller said no. I asked to call the manager, and the manager gave me a 250 euro voucher for their shop that I could spend on any product. And then I saw this beautiful Dyson vacuum cleaner. I asked if I could get it, the manager said yes, and guess what? The price of this vacuum cleaner was exactly 250 euros. So I got it for free, kind of.